I feel like the older generations grew up thinking the only way to make it was just getting a steady 9-to-5 job. But today's world is completely different because you can make more money way easier and faster with social media.
Hey guys, today we're talking about a TikToker named Nicole. Or is it Brie? Or is it Brianna? Or is it Brenna? Or is it Truth Quest X? Or is it, you get what I'm trying to say here. This lady has been called out before, but this time, she's really done it to herself. And you won't believe what I found. So I'm scrolling TikTok, minding my own business as I do, and I stumble upon this brand new account with 300 followers and about 5 videos. And it's this lady, and she's crying about how she's in a financially abusive relationship. And the first thing that my brain thinks is, I recognize that face. Who is that? And then I remember I made a video about this lady before. I'll tag that video in the description if you'd like to do a deep dive on the ice cream truck scam that this lady perpetrated earlier this year, but it's the least of her dirty deeds. So I look and see that this lady has a Cash App, a Venmo, and even a GoFundMe started, begging the public, please help me. I'm in a financially abusive 20-year age gap relationship and I need to get out.
I'm 23 years old and I just want to share my story honestly. I've been trapped in an emotionally abusive relationship with a man that's almost 20 years older than me. I'm trying to get out so that I can save myself and provide my son and I to be happy. When I was 20 years old, I moved out of my parents' house and I proudly got my own apartment. And that's when he pressured me to move out of my apartment and into his house. And I feel like this was to gain control. I moved to his house. He had cameras pointed at the bed. And that's just a huge privacy violation for me personally. And that's what I brought it up to him. And I said, I'm not comfortable with being on the camera pointed at the bed. And that's when his family immediately, they labeled me as suspicious. And from the get-go, they twisted the situation. I act normally and suddenly I'm the one being judged like all I wanted was privacy. And within 3 months of knowing him, I got pregnant and that's when it really escalated. Once we both decided that my job was too much for me, it was midway through of my pregnancy when we both agreed that I was going to stay home. But once I did, I never got a card to the bank. I never had access to funds and I was not able to use his money freely. I mean, I wasn't able to go to the store and just have money for tampons. I had to ask for permission for every item. If you have any sort of criminal record, kiss the shelter goodbye.
The truth about shelters nobody talks about. So this is probably about the 3rd video in on her new account where she's asking for help because she's in a financially abusive relationship and everyone is telling her, you need to go to shelters. Go to shelters. She's in Canton, Ohio, allegedly. You need to go to shelters. And so now she has to make a video claiming all the reasons why she can't go to a shelter. And one of them she is saying is because due to the fact she has a non-violent felony from 7 years ago, they will not accept her into a shelter. That's not true. Hello, I just have a question. I'm calling for a friend. If she has a felony, a non-violent felony that's 7 years old, does that automatically make her not qualify for your shelter?
No.
All
she has to do is call the hotline.
Okay, thank you.
Now, if she has a warrant, she'll have 10 to 15 days to rectify that warrant.
Okay, yeah, no, it's okay. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Okay, that's number 1. Okay, next.
Years ago, when I was 18, I still carry a criminal damaging felony in a situation where I was scammed out of my hotel deposit. Yet that one mistake still closes doors for me to shelters. And also for the people commenting saying, you need to leave or you're endangering your children. There's a lot of people commenting speaking of their own lived trauma with physical domestic violence. I have nowhere to go. I have no family. I have no friends. They decline me just because I have a criminal record that's 7 years old. Don't act like shelters are just there to help you. You act like shelters are there to help you. Last time I went to a shelter, the lady literally looked at me and was like, why did you decide to have kids and not leave? Like, that judgment alone keeps women froze in place. So, yeah.
I don't believe you at all. If that's true, which I don't believe you even tried to get into any shelters, because you see how easy it was for me to call a random shelter in Canton, Ohio, and they said that your criminal record does not, you can have an active warrant and still be in there for 15 days. But let's say you do have some kind of experience where you were talking to somebody about being in an abusive relationship and they asked you, well, why did you have a kid with him if it was already abusive? They could have just been trying to see where your mind was at, and they could have been trying to gently ask you if you were SA'd. Did you consent to the act that it took to create the kid? You just assume people are being rude to you. Anybody questioning you in any capacity is discrediting you as a victim, which I'm sitting here today discrediting you as a victim. You may have been a victim of something at some point in your life. Most of us are, especially women, but a lot of young boys too. So I'm sure you have been, and you're probably using that to choreograph this scenario. And just because you have been a victim in your life does not make it okay for you to scam people out of money. And I haven't even got into all your past scams because there's multiple, and this isn't even the worst one. But go on.
Now that I'm a stay-at-home mom going through this situation, I'm going through abuse, financial abuse, just not wanting to be in my relationship anymore. It's like I realized that so many other moms, stay-at-home moms, are going through the same thing. Like, they want to leave, but they can't. They're being abused. They can't leave. Where are you supposed to go? And then it's so annoying when people say, oh, just go to your parents' house. Not everybody is lucky enough to have people who are there for them.
So let me tell you right now, this lady has another account. It has 40,000 followers. She does make money from that account. But she is making this account thinking nobody's going to recognize her and she can make a little extra money from a GoFundMe. That's my opinion of what she's doing. I don't see how you could see it any other way. Anywho, she's a totally different person on the other account. People are telling her, go stay with your parents. And she's saying, I don't have parents. Isn't this your dad? You posted this video. You're like, this is my dad with my kid. He's in your house or you're in his house. It looks nice, looks like a nice house. He's got the kid on his lap.
People don't ask for help. In the video,
Comments like this are why people don't ask for help. Let's read the comment. Why are we limiting ourselves? Come on, you know your worth. Don't you work? Don't you drive? Or do you live off this man and complain? Get up and, are they wrong? They're not wrong. And the answers to those questions aren't even accurate because you do work, you do drive, you don't even live off the man. So she's gonna make a big stink about this comment and, oh, woe is me, feel bad for me. I'm not strong enough to stick up for myself in my financially abusive relationship, but I can stand up for myself by replying to all these comments.
this person commented on, I was literally sobbing, bawling my eyes out.
And you didn't forget to set up the camera for that, by the way, I might add.
That I am being financially controlled. And then they have the audacity to comment, do you work? Do you drive? This person is ignoring exactly how control works. And they proceed to blame me instead of the person who's controlling me. Saying get up and get out literally just assumes that I have access to free money. You're assuming I have childcare, safe housing, transportation.
Childcare? You mean like your dad? Who's literally watching your kid right here in this video, but okay.
But people who are in financially abusive relationships do not have any of this. This comment right here is rooted in privilege. Somebody who can make comments like this actually have family support.
Family support? Like your dad?
Job history.
Job history. There we go. Ding, ding, ding. So on your main account where you act normal, you do scam people over there too, but you're not doing this whole I'm in an abusive relationship, give me money thing. That's on your secret side account where you think no one recognizes you. Anywho, back in July, 5 months ago, you posted this video on your main account.
It's 5 a.m. I'm up for my new job and I won't be on my phone, so I want to give you Amy Bradley updates.
And you said, hey guys, I'm up early because I'm starting my new job today. Were you lying then or are you lying now? Okay?
I want to come on here and reintroduce myself the right way. So not a lot of people know that I'm a very big creator on another account.
Now she's been exposed by me. So I was My first instinct was to comment, hey, aren't you that girl who made those videos about the ice cream truck following you? She immediately blocked me, and then she made this video. I have like 3 accounts, so I just went to one of my other ones and went and saw what she posted. She made a video owning up to some of her mistakes, and she's gonna give us an excuse as to why she made this mistake.
I used to go viral all the time with millions of views, and I only had my page for a year, and I grew 50,000 followers within that year. But I want to be honest about why I grew that fast. At this time in my life, I was being financially trapped and controlled. I wasn't allowed to work a real job, and I watched my son full time.
You said you had a job in July.
I was watching my son doing everything at home, and I was given like $20 a month. That was my reality, so I became desperate to make money in any way that I could.
Like this? You were so excited the month that you made $4,000 on TikTok that you posted about it and bragged about it, and then the next month you made $1,500. So in 2 months you made $5,000, and this was all within the last 6 months. You couldn't have taken that $5,000 and got you and your son out of that situation that you're in? You didn't save any of that money, you didn't put any of that money towards anything to get you and your son out of this situation, but you want the public to send you money to your GoFundMe now. Well, clearly you get money and you don't spend it to get out of that situation. So why should anybody give you money? Who knows what you spend it on? You don't spend it on getting out of the situation, this dire situation that you're in. And you had a job this whole time. I don't know what it is.
TikTok, not for compassion at first, but survival. I followed whatever was trending. I went to AI and I had it make me viral scripts. I gained views. I grew fast. I was making money off of TikTok. Not a lot of money, but it was enough to finally buy my basic hygiene and whatever I needed that I wasn't getting. Through chaos, abuse.
$5,000 wasn't enough to cover your hygiene products? That's crazy because you posted this video back in early 2025 when you were pretending to be a van life family content creator because you have gone through many cycles. First, you were doing treasure hunting. I'm treasure hunting, making up stories about hidden treasure.
If I told you a chest full of gold is hidden somewhere right now, just waiting to be found. Only a handful of people even know this treasure exists. A man named Justin Posey created a hidden treasure hunt.
And then when that didn't work out, my assumption is that you, your baby daddy and kid went on a vacation and you decided to film while you were doing that and make it look like you were doing van life content because that's something that has done well on TikTok before, try to make some money, get some views. And wouldn't you know it, in one of those videos, you documented exactly how much money you needed to buy hygiene products.
First off, I think our dog ate something weird, so we're at a laundromat to deep clean all of the bedding. Found a cold laundromat in Houghton, Michigan, tiny town, on an island by the Ottawa Forest. We don't have a shower in our van, so I used an app to find a public shower nearby. It wasn't free, but it was 75 cents for 10 minutes of showering. I'd rate this 8 out of 10. So for the laundromat and the shower, it puts us at about $12 so far. We came back after our shower to pick our clothes up and put them in the dryer. So our total so far is $12 for the shower and the laundromat. I folded all of my clothes and then reorganized Our day got much longer because I thought I got all of our clothes and then I found a dirty pile, so we had to go back and wash more. So now our total is $17 because I had to wash more. Now we are at Walmart. When it gets near bedtime, we always go into Walmart and go to the bathroom or do anything we need to do, and then it is nighttime.
Okay, so it was laundry, detergent, and food for the day and showering, but that's close enough, and you get what I'm trying to say here. I believe it was around $15. So you spent $15 to buy hygiene products when you were doing van life content, but now all of a sudden, we know for a fact that you made at least $5,000 in the last 4 months. Okay, let's go.
In a 19-year age gap, I was going through psychosis.
Here I'm going to point out the small discrepancies. So thus far I've showed you these big lies that I've been able to point out and prove that she is full of shit. But here's a little lie. In multiple videos and the text overlay of this video, she says that she is 23 years old and she is in a 20-year age gap toxic abusive relationship. But she just said it's a 19-year age gap relationship. Okay, that's a small discrepancy. Maybe that doesn't mean anything, but let's bring it back to this video where she says that she is 26 years old. So are you 23 and your husband is 43, or is he 42? Or are you 26 and he is 46, or is he 45? Mind you, this man ain't even 40. Look at this man. His name is Timothy Blackwell, and he is barely 30. Look at him. That man is not 40. That man is not 40 years old. Now, does Timothy Blackwell know that she's all over this internet trashing his name, saying that he's abusing her? I don't know. I reached out to multiple family members of this man on Facebook, and none of them will respond to me. Mind you, it's only been 24 hours, but I don't have time to wait multiple days. I've been doing research on this story for like 2 weeks now, so if any of them get back to me before I'm done editing, I will add it in. And if any of them ever get back to me, I will do a post update. The reason we know who this man is because she was doing the stupid ice cream truck is following me. And around that time she said, oh, and a food truck, somebody put a food truck in my yard. Well, come to find out the food truck is owned by this baby daddy. They used to have a food truck business, Yummy Yum Yum food truck or something. And it's still linked to him on LinkedIn. And there's still a Facebook page for Yummy Yum Yum food truck. And then if you go to the reviews, you could find his family members. And so I messaged all of them. I even wrote public comments on posts that they had that were public so that you could comment on them, because there's people that never check their spam message requests. So I understand that, but I want to get to the bottom of this. I said, do you know what your son's girlfriend is saying about him on the internet? We'll see.
And that attention, those millions of views that I was bringing in, it made everything worse. It made everything explode. My abuse led me into something that is called psychosis. I didn't know at the time, but now I am very aware of psychosis. And at this time in my life, my decisions, while being in psychosis were not the best. But those decisions I made became the one thing people would define me as. But I need you guys to understand that I am not a scammer. I am not a liar. During that psychosis, I made a irrational decision. That decision I would never make stable. And I created a fake GoFundMe and saying I had cancer. Deleted it immediately, and no money was ever put into my account. This was not out of maliciousness, just lost touch with reality. Lying about cancer is wrong, and I really wish I would have been straightforward, because I think I could have gotten the help I needed by now. But that moment does not define my character today, because a bad person would keep that money, a bad person would hide and not take accountability, a bad person would keep lying.
I loved that last statement there. A bad person would keep lying. Now, you've confessed to two things. Lying about the ice cream truck and lying about having cancer, which is diabolical, by the way. She even photoshopped her head bald. Look at that blurry part right there. You photoshopped your head bald. But that's not all of it, is it? That's not everything you've done. You say, I'm not a scammer, I'm not a liar, I'm not a bad person because I'm owning up to it. This isn't even the first time you've owned up to stuff and then went on to do more stuff.
Made up to make money. In this now deleted comment she left on my video, she admits to the fake story she made up in January, where she claimed that her home burned down in the LA fire and that she had an autistic sister that died. That GoFundMe raised nearly $1,000. Currently has a GoFundMe up right now from a video she posted back in July, where she is alleging that she is being financially abused by her boyfriend, baby daddy, whoever, claiming that she got with him when she was in her early 20s and that he was 40. However, her baby daddy, boyfriend, whoever, is not even 40 years old today. I really wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt on this story, but when I was in her live stream, she told me that she left him months ago, but he's in her recent videos that she just posted.
We have a 300-pound weight limit.
I don't weigh no damn 300 pounds. I weigh 165. How you doing?
Here's another past scam of hers that allegedly has happened just within the last year, where she's claiming to have lung cancer and was only given 3 months to live. You can see that TikTok username was BriaK312. This is a completely separate account. This account's username was Bria. I believe she's run this scam 2 times, because in this one she's saying that she has lung cancer and only has 1 week to live. Also claims that she had a daughter that died at daycare. this isn't even her child. Because, I mean, can you get any worse than pretending that you had a child that died? As you can see, she has done this multiple times, where she has taken advantage of innocent people and taken money from them. So this isn't just that she made up a story one time that she lied about and she's learned from her past mistakes. No, this is a pattern of behavior.
I was untruthful about the situation that I was in, and my house never caught fire, and I never had cancer.
There was a big natural disaster in her area, a fire, and she got online and pretended that she lost her house in this fire, and not only that, but her autistic sister died in the fire. GoFundMe. Then she pretended that she had a biracial child die in daycare. My child died in daycare. GoFundMe. Who knows if this girl is 23, 26, or 57? Who knows? So who knows how long this lady has been doing this? Who knows how far back the lies go? One more thing I wanted to add into this story. She goes on about how she is in psychosis and she has depression and people should therefore have grace for her because she's a mother. Is this you making fun of every less than perfect mom on TikTok?
Tomorrow we're eating these mystery meatballs I found at the bottom of my freezer, covered in black gunk. Could be fine, could not. We'll see. Oh, my mole. Shit. I'm in my fuzzy onesie doing the infinity glow stick spin.
Mommy, why you so glitter in my cereal? I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Shut up.
I'm hungry.
Okay, guys, I'm making a pizza. Don't mind the rabbit poop on the. Tomorrow we're eating these mystery meatballs I found at the bottom of my freezer, covered in black gunk. Could be fine, could not. We'll see.
Hey y'all, it's been a minute since I posted a deep clean. So today we're tackling my man's sock drawer.
We don't really have a washer, so I had to lick it. I said it. And then I had a full brain blackout. And I realized I had to pick up the kids from school and I was late. So I ran inside and did a quick change.
You love making fun of Donut Mom and Stephanie Jenkins, and I'm not defending Donut Mom and Stephanie Jenkins, but you regularly make fun of these women on your main account, and not just discussing the things that they're doing and having an opinion on it. That's one thing. No, you dress up like them and pretend to be them in a very mocking manner. But you want grace for yourself when you pretended to have cancer? Not only is she scamming, she brags about how much money she makes on her other account and makes multiple jokes about how she doesn't even want to work. Just a random girl from Ohio making $4K off videos. When they tried to cancel me for my past, when there's way bigger issues in the world, and the nerve to call me a fake influencer, so I made a 1-minute apology video and got paid for it. Cancer culture can't touch me. And that was back on 9/21. So September, 3 months ago. So here she is. She's admitting that these apology videos are BS. She just wants to make money. And this is what she knows how to do. Okay, this was the day before, 9/21, 3 months ago. POV, testing my acting skills so I never have to deal with a job again. I used to only dream of freedom like this. I made $400 in one day, but I'm a wannabe influencer, huh? So that was in September. You made $400 in one day. 3 months ago. People judge me for not wanting to work hard. I never asked to be in this life and was told that I need to do certain things to be happy when I'm not making anyone happy. The system is a scam that is not getting us anywhere, and I'm supposed to accept it and be happy. So you don't want a job, but then you did have a job in July, but then you made $5,000 on TikTok, but then you've had multiple GoFundMes and scams and makeup stories every other day. But we should just forgive you because you're in psychosis. By the way, you have a very organized thoughts for somebody that's in active psychosis. Because I did look it up. Psychosis made you pretend to have an ice cream truck following you, and in the end goal of getting money to get you out of an abusive relationship. That's a lot of organized thinking and strategy and follow through for someone in psychosis, which is often characterized by disorganized thinking. You think that just because you only have 40,000 followers on your main account as opposed to millions, that you are not recognizable enough, so therefore you can get away with making all these little side accounts and having all these little side stories and making up all these GoFundMes, and that you'll be able to get enough people to send you money that don't know who you are and aren't gonna see these other videos that people make or comments that people say, hey, I know who you are. You think you can delete these comments and block us fast enough, and you say, oh, I never actually got any money from these GoFundMes anyway. Well, there's no proof of that. Besides, you have your Cash App and Venmo there, and you had the foresight to private your Venmo transactions, because normally you can go through people's Venmo transactions and you can see everyone who sent them money and everyone they sent money to, but you privated yours. Why didn't you want us to see what was in there? So we don't know how much money you got off Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, and you've gotten away with this so far because I'm assuming none of this rose to the level of the police caring, because there was never that much money. You know, if it was over $10,000, the police are gonna get involved. So what do? You cash out before it gets up there, then you delete all the videos and pretend like this didn't happen, and then come up with a new scam a few months later, because I think that's what happens. I think your TikTok views get low and you come up with these side ideas instead of just, why don't you go build up your YouTube or your Facebook or something, like get a real job, not even a real job. Find another platform to pay you. Why are you scamming people? Back when you were doing hidden treasure, Truth Quest X crap, you had a little shop where you were selling merch. Nobody bought it. Nobody bought your merch. So now you have to come up with another sob story. All right, guys, let me know what you thought of this story. What do you think of this girl in the comments? And if you see her, do not give this lady money. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I'm sure I'll post again before Christmas and New Year, but thanks for watching.